Guys, I am so excited for today's video. We're going to try and build a steam-powered aircraft. Now, it's not something I've done before. It is probably something that I should have looked into before, but we're just going to go ahead and do it. This aircraft then needs to fly from here, which is not the Arctic, even though it is very snowy, but it needs to fly from here down to Clark Airfield, which is actually in the arid area, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, let's just go ahead and start building, and hopefully we'll build something that works. Let's go. What do we think? Do we think a medium piston is too big for an aircraft? Maybe, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. We're gonna have 5 of these, which seems ridiculous, but should be okay. We're obviously gonna have to attach all of these together, so let's do that next. And actually, in this video, how about we do pretty much all of it together? Before, I would, edit a bunch of it out, but how about we do most of this together? I think that'll be fun. Anyway, we got to attach all of these guys together just like this. There we go. I've got to do all of that coming out of there, all of this to here, and that's how this works. All right, cool. Whack that into there. Delete these guys as we go. All right, awesome. And then we obviously have to attach those into there. All right, there we go. Unfortunately, I haven't done it on both sides, but we do need to do it on both sides. So let's grab all of these guys all the way down to there, copy this, press U, take it to the other side, paste it in, and merge it together. There we go. So far, so good. Alright, so from there, what are we going to do? Well, I think we should probably do this guy going upwards. There we go. We're going to go 1, 2. We're then actually going to use one of these guys, because I think it might be interesting to have some of the piston be out the bottom of the aircraft, and some of the piston be out the top of the aircraft. I think that'll be very, very cool. This is going to be like an open top aircraft as well, I think. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, instead of that, how about we go with one of these, and that'll send it out the sides to wherever the propellers are going to be. I actually don't know where the propellers are going to be, so that's fine for now. Okay, so we're going to need a boiler, so I've added a boiler into here. Essentially, the steam out needs to go into wherever the steam in is on this side. So let's go ahead and do that first before we do anything else. So that goes this way. We're going to bring it across to the center, and we're going to go ahead and drop it down. There we go. We are going to go ahead and send this guy backwards like this, 1 and 2. We're then going to send it upwards and over. So one of those, one of these, and then one of those, and attach all of that together like so. So the steam goes out of the boiler into the pistons, and we're in a good situation. Okay, now we got a condenser right here, so essentially, I think I need to turn this around, 1 sec. So we do this, 1, 2, we grab a condenser, we shove it on there, water out, no, other way around, there we go. And that means steam goes into here, so from this guy, we go ahead and branch it round, just like so. We'll bring it this way, we'll then shove it upwards and into there, and that's all good. So the steam pistons are sort of done. Then we need to go ahead and do water out. So the water needs to go down from the condenser, just like so. Excellent. We need to pipe it forwards, and essentially it goes into the boiler on this side. So we just gotta angle it around there, angle it around here, and do this. All right, cool. So far, so good. Okay, next thing is either an electric furnace or a diesel furnace. Now, the diesel one seems like it would be a little bit better, because I have no idea how efficient the electric one is, but I kind of want to go for the electric one. Really dumb idea doing this, but we're going to try it anyway. Coolant in, coolant out. Okay, so the way this works then is we need to pipe both of these backwards? Upwards and then backwards. Okay, there we go. So that works. We're going to go ahead and zoom these guys down here like this. One of them needs to go to there, and the other one on the other side just needs to go to here, because they need to go into this piece and this piece. That is easily done, so just do this. There we go. Whack it up by 1. Whack it across there like that. Shove this guy in here, this guy on here, and attach them together. Bosh, 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 bosh. Send it up from there, send it down from here, and attach it together like this. Okay, so far so good. The current mass of this is 1,713. That sounds like a lot, and to be totally honest with you guys, it probably is. Anyway, we need to go to batteries, and we need to sort it out even more. So let's go ahead and do 2 batteries right there. Okay. We're gonna need a lot of batteries in this thing. Like a lot, I think. Unfortunately, I've got nowhere to put them. So I think what I'll do is from here, I'll send this backwards. And we're actually gonna line up batteries going backwards and across. There we go. So one there. Oh, yes. Again, I have no idea how efficient an electric heater is, or electric furnace is. But I'm assuming we won't need too many batteries. Although we'll have to wait and see, because I have no idea. Alright, there we go. Let's spawn it in and see what that looks like, shall we? Alright, bit ridiculous, but it should work. Okay, on this piece, I'm going to delete a few of these. We're going to go to gearbox, and we're going to go ahead and put in at least 3 of these, like that. We're then going to go with 3 to 1, and essentially this boosts the RPS that comes out of the engine, which is good. We are going to need to do that. There we go. Boost it, boost it, boost it. Very nice. Okay, so that should work. From there, I think I'm just going to try and start the engine, and we'll see what happens. So, we're going to need either a button or a key. I think a key would be nicer. Here we go. Key, right here. There we go. Attach that directly onto there. Let's go ahead and give electricity to everything. I think the electricity will start actually at the furnace. That's fine. And then we'll just go ahead and attach all of these guys on from there. Okay, right, spawn it in. Oh, I need to do some timings on these guys as well. Yeah, at the minute the timings are wrong, and I can't remember what it is for 5. But if we start at that... Oh, I can't remember. Maybe in the middle. Oh, maybe this is actually right. I don't know. Alright, there we go. And then the last one could go to here. Let's just see what that does. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, I've turned the key, so the furnace is heating up. There we go. So the boiler should heat up next. It is. That's good. How much battery power do we have? It does use quite a bit of battery power. It does. This will be interesting. Also, I haven't actually added any coolant to this yet, so we need to do that too. So there's going to be some radiators added to this. But other than that, this is the main powerhouse of our build. Oh, there they go. Okay, so the RPS coming out of these is currently around 2.4? 2.5? 2.6? Oh, this will definitely get us in the air. Oh, this is going to be good. Okay, so from there then, we need to put the thingamabobbies, the coolers on here first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so the way I want this to work, which could be weird, and I don't know whether it's actually the right way of doing it, is like this. So if I go ahead and add a pipe onto there like that, let me shove this in the center real quick. Heat. So if I grab a 3x3 like this, and I chuck that on there, it's gonna get pumped through here, back through there. So if I just continuously add things that look like this, is that gonna work? I don't know. I would sort of assume this isn't the efficient way of doing this, to be honest, but it is what it is. So it could go through this and out, it could go through this one and out, but I don't think that's very efficient. But it's what we've got, so that's what we're gonna go with. Okay, so whenever we turn the key then, we need to make sure these guys turn on, so that we are cooling down the steam back into water, so it goes back into the boiler efficiently. Okay, right, we're gonna go with it, and I'm sure it'll be okay. Alright, so from there, I wouldn't mind actually deleting this, send this across here, and adding more of these. Yeah, that's right, more batteries are possibly needed. The thing is, we're gonna run out of money if we do that. I actually think that the electricity was not the way to go. We don't have enough money for it. Okay, so I'm a little bit stuck. I don't know how I'm gonna do this with the limited amount of money that I have. It's interesting though. I think this looks really cool. I think we've got it in kind of like a nice form factor. Obviously, that sticks down a little bit more than anything else, but we have a bunch of batteries, which we need. We do need the batteries. I could do it where we actually have less pistons and we have less batteries, meaning that we have a smaller aircraft. However, we still have the boiler is still going to be this size. The coolant still sort of needs to be like this. So keeping it like this makes sense. So we need some money. You know what? What if we try and do it without money? I feel like this is going to be really difficult. We have $7,900 to build a plane. Okay, how much is a control surface? At least tell me that. 250, or we go for 150. We could do that. We need pipes because we need to add where the engines are going to go. We have no landing gear. That's going to be a problem. Okay, right. So, yeah, this is going to be really ugly if we do it this way. But it is what it is. Right, so if I added a propeller onto here, what does that look like? Show me the money. Show me the money. All right, there we go. I want to use the new ones, though. I do. So, small propeller end. No, not that one. We need the smaller one. No. What is the other one? Is it called a tiny propeller? Light. Ah, there we go. Right, we're going to shove that onto there like that. Very good. How much money do we have? We still got loads. Okay, this is good. This is good. Let's go ahead and increase this to 75%. We're going to do the same on this side, 75%. They're a little bit far back, if I'm honest. Like, they are quite far back, but I guess that's fine. What I'm going to do is extend these guys backwards. We'll attach them together on the rear. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Delete these guys. Shove that onto there. We're going to shove one of these guys onto here. And we're going to attach all that together. Okay, so far so good. And then we need a rear end. But we also need to see if this works. We also need landing gear. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, check that on there. Send it down. Bosh. Wheels, let's do it. Yes, these wheels, coasters, that'll do. That looks ugly. That looks so ugly. What about these? Huge wheels. Again, looks really ugly. Oh my goodness. We need it to be even higher though, because these are so low. Alright. Large wheels, shove them on. There we go. At the rear, we're going to go ahead and just bring this down to there-ish. And then if I do this, we can add a set of these wheels back here. Okay. Right. Don't know how I feel about it just yet, but spawn it in, what does it look like? Ugly. Oh, if I had money, we could make it look so nice. Okay, I'm going to shove some wing pieces onto here. That will give us at least a little bit of lift. There we go. And I'm going to do a few of these. There we go. Very nice. Not what I wanted. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I wanted this to look nice. I did. Is it going to look nice? The answer's no. The answer is most definitely no. But that's okay, as long as it works. Right. Okay, control surfaces. Let's go. Control surface. Small. Shove that on there. We're going to do it like this. Okay. Can't remember which way around it needs to be, but that's okay. So that one's closed. This one's open. I'm pretty sure it needs to be the other way around, but I can't remember. And we're just going to chuck one of these guys on here like this. Why? I don't know. We're then going to chuck one of these guys on here, and we have ourselves some wings. Okay. I need a seat somewhere, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and plop it on something at the front. Weirdly, kind of like this. Alright, there we go. Bosh those guys onto there. Chuck these guys across here, and do this. Alright, seat time. This guy. Bosh that directly on the front. That's where we are going to fly from. I've also added this big old tail right here, so let's go ahead and use this to our advantage. We're going to go ahead and do that. Let's chuck these guys together back here like this. Alright, it is one ugly plane. It really is. But that's okay. Alright, chuck that on there. Bosh. Very nice. And then we're going to need one that goes sideways. So let's just chuck that on there too. Again, that might be the wrong way around, but who cares? Not me. Alright, delete this. Shove this into here. Delete that guy. Shove that across there. That's all fine. Okay. We're in a situation now then where we can probably fly. Okay, well, this is the current aircraft. Very much a very tiny thing, but that's fine. The yaw is inverted. I don't know whether the roll is inverted. I'm pretty sure it is. And I don't know whether the pitch is going to be inverted either. Problem is I need a clutch. Otherwise, it's just going to go, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Alright, we need a clutch. Because I have no way of slowing this thing down once we're in the sky. So... Oh, I could do collective. That is true. I could do collective. Let's just do collective. Yep. So up and down is going to go on... Actually, up and down up here. There we go. Connect that to the collective. Connect it to the collective down here. We're going to set this to neutral and neutral. And that's how it's going to work. Okay. We're in a situation now where it should work. Although the yaw needs changing, doesn't it? So let's change the yaw real quick. Grab this guy. There you go. Cut it. Press U. Paste it back in. Merge that with that. There we go. Another thing that I needed to do, actually, is to move this. The key button is behind us, and clearly that's a problem. So we're going to go ahead and drop that down to there. Paste it in. Merge that with this. There we go. The other thing we need to do as well is obviously add some dials so that we can see, A, how fast we're going, and B, how much battery we have left. So this one's going to be for battery, and we're going to get a speedo real quick, and that's going to show us how fast we're going. All right, there we go. So connect this guy to this side. That's fine. Speed and battery. There we go. I'm not going to put any of the dials on there. We're not going to add any instruments for like altitude or stuff like that. We're just going to go bare bones. So we got speedo and battery. This is bizarre. All right, here we go. Throttle up. Let's... Oh my goodness. Oh, don't kill me. Don't kill me. Whew. Alright, that didn't work. And I know why. I do know why. Pitch. This pitch is wrong. So get rid of it. There we go. I might invert it so that it actually does do something. But no. That was scary. That was very scary. Alright, let's go again without the pitch control. And hope for the best this time. Okay. I need to first aid kit myself. That's the last first aid kit I have. Should probably add some onto this aircraft, and maybe a parachute, but we've got what we've got, and we're doing it. Oh, one more thing, cable. Okay, if I add a cable anchor onto this thing somewhere, doesn't really matter where, I'm just going to shove it right here, and we add an actual cable, like this underneath there, then we attach this guy to the electricity. That means we can actually recharge. So if we don't quite get all the way there, we can land and recharge it. Okay, I think one of the main problems we will probably have is the coolant, and I don't like the way this coolant is set up. So we need to fix this. So I don't think this works the way that I expect it to work, which is a problem, sort of. So if this comes out of here and goes into there, like that, it'll then come out of here and go into there, which then means that it goes into here, it comes out of there, there we go, which goes out of here into there, which goes into here, which then goes from here all the way backwards to the start through here. Is that correct? I don't know whether I've done that right or wrong, but it is what it is. Alright, attach that onto there. We're going to attach these guys onto each other, these guys onto each other, these guys onto each other, and that's all good. So as long as the airflow goes through the first radiator, into the second radiator, into the third radiator, into the fourth radiator, that should be fine, I think. Okay, so before we take off fully then, I am actually going to go ahead and jump off. We're going to see how the coolant does in these things. So the temperature of this one is already rising all the way up to 60. 70. 80? I don't think the temperature of the coolant system should already be at 100. I don't think so. It's moving. Uh-oh. Whoa. I don't think the coolant system should be that hot already. That's crazy. Alright, I think we just do it. So this key button right here is going to be for the furnace, hopefully. Yep. We're going to go ahead and do this one, and then that's all good. I don't know why the temperature of this is going, like, crazy. Why is the temperature on that going crazy? I don't really understand it, to be honest. What about this one? What's the temperature on this? It's too high. There's no actual fluid flowing through it. What about this? Flow rate is 0. I don't get it. I actually don't understand. Anyway, we're in the air, and that's good. However, wait, the furnace temperature is way too high. There we go. Our speed is 60. It's now 70. It's now 80. Now it's dropping. Turn this back on. Alright, okay. As long as I keep turning this on and off, maybe we'll keep the speed up. I have no idea. But the pistons are still moving. That's good. Go ahead and turn this on again. Little extra boosts in speed. Seems good to me. Alright, we're at 62 meters per second. That's not slow. That is not slow. Alright, what's our battery power like? Still 97. Okay. We're still flying. We've made it over the river. Good. Alright, power it up again. Yes. Okay. This thing actually flies, guys. That is awesome. This gets up to crazy temperatures so quickly. That's ridiculous. But look at us go. Alright, it is working. We can't let it get too high a temperature for too long is the thing. I could put a greater than in somewhere, so that if the temperature is too high, we can actually shut off the engine, which is what I'm doing by myself, but that's fine. So where are we even going? We're flying south. I want to get to Clark Airfield right here. Alright, this is flying way better than expected. Also, our battery power, it really isn't going down all that much. It's at 95. That is ridiculous. Yeah, alright, keep it going. This is crazy. This is actually crazy. Anyway, we are currently flying down here. I need to move over to the railroad, which is just on our right-hand side. So let's go ahead and turn this on again. We're going to make our way to the railroads just over here, and hopefully we can make it. Also, side note, I'm being pelted in the face by snow, but apparently I'm fine with that for some reason. You know what's really annoying about this, though, is the fact that I really wanted to build something that looked nice. So what I might do is, instead of this being a 5-part series, maybe it'll be a 6-part series, and we'll actually upgrade this to look like an actual aircraft. I really want it to look nice. Or, maybe if I can find enough money in this episode, maybe we'll upgrade it today. I might have done a boo-boo, eh? There's no lights. There are no lights on this aircraft whatsoever. I also didn't put an altimeter on because I didn't expect to have 0 visibility at any point. But we might be at a disadvantage here now because there's going to be 0 visibility very soon. However, I think if we look over there, I think the airfield we are landing at is just over there. So hopefully we can land in time. Maybe. Okay, fortunately, we do see the airfield, although visibility has gone really far down, which is a problem, because I can't see. I can't see anything. Alright, well, we can see the green lights. The green lights are, of course, the runway. Landing this might be a challenge on a runway that we can barely see, but it is what it is. This is where we're going to be doing the next few upgrades to the aircraft. It feels like we are actually going down. It does. It feels like we are falling. Alright, well, just land it, just in case. Oh! Oh, no! We have had a boo-boo! Okay, well, we made it down on the ground. That's good. But there's some sort of issue here. There is an issue. I can't tell you what that issue is, but this is not good. Oh yeah, look at that. We accidentally smashed that into the ground. That's no good. That is a problem, but honestly, we've flown all the way here from up here, which is insane. From O'Neill Air Base, we flew all the way across the river, the sea, the ocean, all the way down to Clark Airfield. So we're going to go ahead and purchase this for 120,000. We're then going to find some money somewhere, and we're going to upgrade this today. I really want to. I've turned a go-kart into a tow machine because, well, we obviously crashed our aircraft yesterday. So we're driving out here with the go-kart with a tow rope on the back, and we're gonna tow it back to the hangar. So as long as we can get out here without destroying ourselves. There we go. Park, please. That'd be great. If we could stop. Do I even have brakes? I don't know if this thing's got brakes. I'm going to assume it doesn't. Alright, cool. Well, let's go ahead and attach this onto our plane. Around there. There we go. Good. And let's go, go, go. Oh, wait, hang on. Wait. There's more to this. We need to turn the brakes off on the actual aircraft. There we go. Now we should be able to move it, I think. It does probably weigh quite a bit, though, so this might actually be a bit of a challenge. Alright, come on. I should have went with high grip tires instead of high speed, but we're moving it. We're doing it slowly. Oh, yeah. It's working, guys. It's working. Maybe what we could have done is actually just repaired it, but it is what it is. That took way longer than expected, but we have towed it all the way to here, and what a weird thing this looks like. This is so strange. Oh, we're not quite close enough with this. Alright, hang on. Idea. Jump in. Let's go. Let's go, go, go. Power it forwards, please. We got this. So yeah, we just gotta go forwards a tiny bit more. Oh, wait, no, we can't return it that way. We actually have to put this in the hangar. Okay, that's fine. Temperature is all the way up. That's good. Boiler, presumably, is getting warm as well. And then we can zoom it in. Maybe. Maybe? Currently, nothing's moving. Oh, there we go. It's starting. It's starting to move. I think. It's moving very slowly. Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's too much. Too much. Alright, well, we've got it to here. Maybe that's good enough. Who knows? Let's run all the way over to this and see what happens. Please! Nope. Maybe? Nope, that didn't work. Ugh. Okay, a little bit of pushing later, and we made it in. Okay, so, what do I not like about this? Well, I don't like the wings, so we're gonna get rid of those right now. There we go. And I don't like whatever's going on back here, so we're gonna delete all of this, including all of these guys. There we go, get rid of all of that. And, well, what else don't I like? I don't like the propellers being here, so we're gonna get rid of that. There's a lot that I want to change about this, but the current situation is we have ourselves a working center section, and that's good. So this is what we're working with right now. Look at it. I think that's sick. It's so cool. Okay, so even though we don't have the money right now, what I'm going to do is just start building something and hope for the best that eventually we will, in fact, have the money. So, let's do this. Let's just start building. I don't like the fact that everything right now is in this gray. So I'm going to change a bit of this to not be gray anymore. Or at least not be that gray. So, let's just go ahead and paint a bunch of these things. There we go. And eventually, we will we'll have something that's not super gray everywhere. But at the minute, it is super gray everywhere. There we go. Including these guys. There we go. And maybe the floor. No, the floor can stay as is. That's okay. Alright, paint that piece. That's all good. Go ahead and paint that little piece right there. The underside. That's alright. Let's go ahead and paint all of these. And I think that can stay as is. There we go. None of the top, but just all of the back. Alright, good. The underside is going to stay... Oh, you know what? Let's just paint the underside too. There we go. Gonna paint this little bit right here. Excellent. And we're in a situation now where we can work with this. I think we can work with this. Okay, so I either use these guys, which makes it quite rounded and quite chunky, or we go with something else. But I actually don't mind the idea of using these. So if I sent that round... Ooh. Nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I also don't like this floor being like this. So we're changing that up too. Right. Let's do this. Let's go. Right, so let's do these guys on the sides of here. If I shove that there, we can do this going backwards. Okay, we can then shove this going forwards to there. At least to there. Yep, sure. We're going to go ahead and build this little bit in right here. That's fine. And then at the back, I need to somehow sort this out. So maybe we actually send it backwards one more. And maybe that'll be fine. So check this guy in here. There's one. There's two. And if we paint these guys correctly, and that's all fine. Okay, so far so good. Alright, next thing, we're going to go ahead and build this guy up around here. However, wherever that gap is, which is right here, we're going to leave that open for right now. Okay, it's now our time to build this bit in on the front. So we do at least one of those. There we go. And we're just going to go ahead and bring it around, essentially. So we'll do a few of these guys. Attach that together at the front. I actually want to make it 3 wide at the front. And just attach it together. Okay, so far so good, I think. I don't know how I'm going to do the back end just yet, but we'll try and figure that out together as well. So if I chuck this guy on here, we could do one of those. Oh, we can't. We can't do one of those because the battery's there. So actually, this needs to come out one more. Shove that guy on there. Then we can do this guy going backwards. My dog is barking. Unbelievable. Alright, well, he's stopped barking now. What do we need to do? Well, from here, we need to go ahead and send this backwards like this. And I actually think I'm just going to have it be like a flat back. That's fine. I'm also going to have it just be weird and just go down here. Yeah, that is so strange looking. I love it. Okay, so current situation, this is what it looks like. If I was to fly this thing, yes, I think this is cool. Alright, so from here, what do we need to do? Well, I think at the back, I want it to look nicer than what I had previously. So let's just go ahead and get one of these, and maybe we can extend it backwards from there. Oh, that would be kind of interesting, I think. There we go. So if we did something like that, it's kind of cool, I guess. There we go. Build all of that into there. And then maybe we do another one of these, like this. We attach this guy onto there like that. Okay. We can then do something along the lines of this. There we go. And then if I fill that piece in, we could do this right here. And that is all attached together. Don't really mind the idea of not having this piece right here, to be honest. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill that in. I'm going to get rid of these pieces because they don't seem like they should be there. And I am actually going to go ahead and paint this like this. There we go. Okay, right, so far, so weird. Time to make it even more weird. Here we go. So segment end, that is going to go right there like that. We're going to go ahead and attach this guy onto here, and we're going to do this down the back end. And I'm going to attach that onto there. All right, very weird so far. Let's delete this guy and delete this guy. And we're going to chuck these dudes in there, and actually here as well. Oh, and I guess there. Like that. There we go. Very weird looking, but it is what it is. Okay? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I've just started adding things to this, and I'm hoping that it'll work out. But that's not really a good way of going about doing some of these things. Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and chuck these guys under here. We're going to have a really big wing, or a really big wing, at the back. And I'm just going to attach all this together like so. There we go, and there we go. That is huge. Maybe we don't need it to be quite this big. So I actually take one of these off. In fact, actually take 2 of these off. Take this guy off. And then rebuild these ones onto it. Because I think it'll look nicer if we keep those there. There we go. Alright, very good. We're then going to go to control surfaces. And I'm going to add these guys in like this. There we go. Alright, cool. Delete 2 of these. 3 of these? 2. Just 2. There we go. 2 of those. Shove those onto there. That's fine. So far, so good. Oh, that looks so weird. Yes. I like it. I actually really like it. Okay, good. So, now that we've got that, let's go ahead and add the vertical stabilizers, which are going to be also kind of strange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. I don't know how many this is. There we go. Shove that on there. It's actually 7. All right, cool. We're going to go ahead and do a 1er at the top, then a 2, then a 4. Is that okay? Yeah, so 1 there. There we go. A 2, and then a 4. Ah, there we go. We got ourselves a thingamabobby. We're then going to go with one of these right here. There we go. And then a 2. There we go. And a 1. And no, actually, we're not. We're not. Fill that in there. Delete this. Grab one of these guys. Chuck it onto here like this. There we go. Chuck that onto there like that. And we are good. Yes. We are indeed. I think that's sick. That looks awesome. Spawn it in. Let's have a little look. Oh, beautiful. We're going to keep that. All right. Now we need to work on the engines and also actual wings, because this is, of course, it is a plane. So we're going to go ahead and turn it into a plane by adding wings. That's right. So let's go ahead and extend this guy backwards like so, or sideways. There we go. How big is this from front to back, actually? Let's figure that bit out first. From front to back, it is 58. Okay, so from side to side, it needs to be bigger. There we go. That works. Yeah. All right, good. I am going to get rid of this piece because it's in the way. And I'm just going to go ahead and add a few more blocks of this going backwards. Although, I am going to go ahead and use these pieces for that. There we go. Very nice. On the front, I'm just going to go ahead and use this guy, and we're obviously going to need this to come out to the wing. So, grab it in the right color, which is this color, zoom it out to, I don't even know where, here, I guess? And then we're just going to build it all together, and I'm sure it'll look bad. I mean, good. I'm sure it'll look good. Yeah. All right, cool. So, pipe it up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then forwards, please. We just need some of these to go forwards. There we go. And we're just going to go ahead and zoom it off the front. There we go. Very nice. That looks ugly, but we will try and sort that out. So, if we go to propeller and we get ourselves a rotor end. There we go. Sure. And we're going to make them bigger, please. Bam! Huge and huge. Excellent. So far, so good. Alright, I went ahead and give them some engine covers because I feel like that makes sense. And now we're going to have to essentially make this go up from here. We're going to go up by 1, 2, 2. We're then going to go ahead and attach this guy to the top like this. And we're going to do it again. So do one of those there. We're going to go 1, 2. We're going to shove this guy on top of here like this. And then I want to grab this wing from here all the way across to here. We're going to copy it, we're going to move it upwards, and we're going to paste it right there. There we go, very good. Take it to the other side. We're going to do a very similar thing if we can. Paste it right there. Delete all of these guys, grab that, shove it on there, and attach it all together in the center. Very nice indeed. Okay, so it's a biplane. I feel like it needed to be a biplane. Yeah. We're not actually that far over the limit, by the way, in terms of price. If we had a little bit more money, it would be fine. Right, okay. I need it to be better than this. So I need to grab this guy from here, all the way across to here. We're going to grab it 1 down, cut it, move it downwards by 1, paste it right there, merge it together, and that's all good. All right, it looks cool so far. Okay, so from here, what are we going to do? Well, I need to grab this color, I believe. I'm going to send it up to there to actually attach on, sort of. We're going to do this guy to attach on. We're going to do this guy again to attach straight onto there. We're then going to do this one onto here as well, and that's all good. All right, it looks a little bit boxy at the minute, but that's okay. From here, we're just going to go ahead and grab a slightly different color of wood, which I don't know which one of these colors is slightly different to this one. Is it this one? Ah, there we go. Slightly different color of wood, and we're just going to go ahead and do this. There we go. Do this one up to the same point, delete this piece. We'll shove this guy into here, 1, 2, and then we'll go 1, 2, shove this guy onto there, shove this guy onto here, and then do this. Hold on. One of those, bosh, and one of these, bosh. It works. Alright, a bunch of random stuff has been added to this thing. I don't know how I feel about it. It feels weird. Anyway, what are we going to do from here? Well, we're going to need landing gear of some sort. So, on both sides, we will be adding a shed landing gear. So, as long as these guys go down... Oh, they're not even in the right place. One further over. Here we go. One there, one there. Excellent. We're going to attach these guys together like this. Bit weird, I know, but it's fine. In fact, actually, I'm also going to do this. Bam and bam. We're then going to go downwards from here on these two pieces. I'm going to make this color, and we're going to shoot it across to the other side. And when I say to the other side, I just mean like this. There we go. We're then going to do a very similar thing to what we've done here, but over here. Yes. Alright, never mind. We're actually going to go ahead and delete what I just did. We're going to extend this one forwards and backwards. And there's going to be something interesting go on here. Bam, bam, yes. Let's go ahead and turn this around. Bam, and... where is it? Bam, there we go. And it would be kind of interesting to have double wheels on all of these. Can you imagine that? There you go, double wheels. Double wheel on there, double wheel on here. Oh yeah, it is sorted. I can't actually spawn it in because we need 2,000 gold. But that's alright, we're doing it. Okay, well, we're gonna need to use this really quickly just to make us a little bit of money because at the minute we need some. So, next mission we can do that this thing can do, we're going out to do it. Is that right? I think that made sense. Alright, off we go. This time, we actually don't have anything behind this slowing us down, so the speeds we can get to is absolutely ridiculous. We do actually need to slow down because, although yes, this can go very fast, it will destroy itself just as fast. Oh my goodness! Bam! 9 grand. We don't need to do anything else here. I'm leaving. Okay. Now this is actually really good because I was gonna go all the way over. Well, actually, I was just gonna cross that. You know what? We're gonna do it anyway. We gotta cross this bridge and we gotta put out a fire. I didn't even check the rest of those buildings, I just checked one. Maybe I should have checked more. Anyway, we got the money now to actually do that plane. I want to see if it flies. I don't know what just happened to me, but yeah. Anyway, across the bridge we go. I can barely see anything since the smoke on this thing is crazy. We're gonna go ahead and zoom straight across here. Yes! We gotta get to the farm and put out that fire. I don't want to run you over, but here we go. Right, give me that fire extinguisher. Their bales are on fire. Wait, how are their bales on fire? I don't know. Anyway, run into it, because that's how you put out fires in this game. You just sprint with your big heads into the fire. They had a fire extinguisher right there. Clearly, they don't know how to use it. They didn't know how to run into it. Anyway, we're good then. Right, well, now we can just drive straight back home. Yes, and get our plane and fly. This is gonna be good. I hope it does work. If it doesn't work, I might cry, but if it does work, that'd be awesome. Wait, do I have to save anyone? 1 casualty to a host? Nah. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, buddy. See ya. Well, we made it. There we go. Very nice indeed. It's plane time. All right. I bet you didn't expect it to sit on the ground like that. Because I definitely didn't. That is a bizarre looking aircraft. I think what I'm going to do is actually raise these up by 1, just so there's a bit of an angle automatically. Because if there isn't, then we might be having more issues than none. No, they're not? They're not. Right, so do this going backwards. Grab one of these wheels. Chuck it on there like that. There we go. And we're done. Alright, spawn it in now. It might actually sit on these wheels more, but look at that! What a weird design. I decided not to go with all the ropes and all that stuff. But I think that's fine. Anyway, we're gonna run upstairs. We're gonna go to sleep. And in the morning, we're gonna have our maiden flight. Let's go! Alright, so start your engines. There we go. Start this bit as well. Okay, very nice. We now just have to wait until it's heated up, and then we'll see if we can actually take off with this thing. I think it might be a bit of a challenge. We've added a lot of extra weight. Like a lot of extra weight. But if it takes off, I would be so happy. It would be really, really cool. Anyway, we just gotta wait until it heats up enough, and then we could go. Alright, propellers are turning. We're ready. We are ready. Let's go. I've got no control over those. I haven't actually done all of the additions of this stuff. Yeah, no, I need to fix this. You know, I was just thinking about it. It'd be really cool if we could actually walk down the sides of this thing. I didn't really make it with that in mind, but it would have been awesome if we did. The other thing is, I wanted to use the electric furnace because I thought it would be pretty cool. But the problem is, I would have really liked to have had a smokestack on this aircraft. I think that would have been really, really interesting. Anyway, what is going on here? Alright, I've, like, still got no control over most of this stuff. Right, we need to sort this out. Come on. So, pitch, we're gonna go ahead and add pitch into here. There we go, add pitch into this one. And we actually need to give electricity to all of these things. We also don't currently have a roll. So we need a roll too. Let me go ahead and grab this. We'll put the roll on the top wing or the bottom wing. Either or. Doesn't really matter to me. Alright, delete all of this. There we go. Grab it in this color. Go to control surface. And then we can attach it in. Alright, here we go. So, can't remember which way around it needs to go. I think it's open on the left, closed on the right. But I could be wrong. I also don't know if that's going to be enough roll surface, but I'm sure it will be fine. Okay, so roll, wherever that is. I think it's this one. Yes. Goes into there and into there. And I think we're ready to go. Alright, they've started spinning. Here we go. Lift into the air. Come on. Yes, it does, in fact, fly. Beautiful. Yes. Oh, it totally works. Look at her go. What a weird, really weird plane. But it is actually working. You can see the pistons working from the underside. You can see the battery storage from the underside. And she is actually flying. Alright, let's go ahead and turn this off. I think it gets too hot. And then once it gets too hot, it decides to want to die. Although saying that, something's happened. Uh-oh. Something's happened and we're falling out the sky. Controlled landing, controlled landing. Oh! Alright, we've managed to get airborne again for a second. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, there's something with the steam that ends up slowing down massively. But then sometimes it speeds back up, so we might be able to take straight back off again. Here we go. Let's try and take off once more. Although I think we are going a bit slow for this. Yeah. I don't know what it is that does this. I'm not sure, but our speed is too slow. So if I throttle this down, maybe? Oh, yeah? No? I don't know. Something's wrong, and it's annoying. Okay, there is currently no steam actually leaving this, which is weird considering the electric furnace is on and very, very, very warm. But the amount of steam coming out of here... Let's have a little look. The amount of steam coming out of here is 0. So why is there no steam coming out? Is there water going in? There is no water going in either. What about this? I don't know, that's very confusing. Steam out. It's like the boiler isn't working anymore. This is the same boiler that was working completely fine last time, so I don't know what's happened. Interesting. Okay, so now that I've actually stopped for a second, water is flowing back into here. The propellers are turning back on. And it's gonna work again, I think. Yeah, what's our speed? So we're speeding up again, even though our furnace is off. So if we turn that back on... I don't know. I don't actually know what the problem is. Weird. Okay, I ended up sort of just driving my way back, which is fine. It did work doing that, but we've obviously got a problem. And I think the problem either relates to not enough steam going through the whole system, so we're going to add a pump. This could be either a good idea or a bad idea. So fluid in on the bottom, pump it out the top. That is essentially a steam pump. So the steam will get fired from the boiler straight through into the pistons. And then from the pistons, it obviously goes backwards and into the condenser. From the condenser, it goes down into here, which is the boiler again. And that should work out fine. But it doesn't. So what's the problem? I don't know. We are going to go ahead and do one of these right here. There we go. Excellent. Connect this to here as well. So now we've got a pump pumping it through. And maybe that's okay. Who knows? Oh, this pump never actually had electricity either. So that possibly was actually the problem. That is a pump that I added to the top to help the cooling system. Although, yeah, maybe the cooling system wasn't actually doing what the cooling system was supposed to do. Yes. Okay, because it was getting blocked up. This does still heat up very, very quickly, so I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, we'll try one more flight. All right, here we go. Take off, please. Yes. Straight into the sky. Unfortunately, we don't actually have any lights on board again. That was kind of my bad. But we are, in fact, flying. I'm going to set this to 50%. And we're in the air. Okay, how about we actually fly to the north side of the island now? And hopefully we'll be fine. I don't really know. Our battery's going down quite quick. That's okay. Our speed is slowing again. Not good. Not good. Why? We're falling out of the sky again. I don't know what the bottleneck is. And I actually really don't know what the bottleneck is. Ooh! Landed, but our design with the huge wheels on the bottom has saved us yet again. Yeah, I don't know what the bottleneck is. So, I think I'm gonna leave this here for now. I think I've added some fuel to, some... I know what the issue is. Oh, I know what the issue is. Okay. We gotta get back to the thing. Quickly. Alright, literally every single one of these extra tanks that I made is full of diesel. All of these little tiny tanks, they're all full of diesel. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we've got loads of fresh water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freshwater tanks, 6, 7 freshwater tanks. Maybe now it'll be fine. Alright, get it in the air. Let's go. Let's go, go, go. Alright, set this to like 50 or 60, 70%. There we go. And we are flying at 86 meters per second. 87 meters per second. It will slow down as we turn around, because we're heading over to the north now. Let's see if it's still okay. It is slowing down again. However, it should slow down a bit anyway, so that's okay. As long as it doesn't, like, plummet. Which it might do. However, we are flying into the wind, so that is also a bit of an issue here. Alright, I'm going to go to 100% here. 68, it's staying pretty consistent. Okay, 67. Alright, let's fly over to the North Harbor thingamabobby. This bit over here is where we're going. FJ Warner. Let's go. Alright, we're coming in for a landing. There is a weird wind going on, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and slow ourselves down as we go in. And let's land it! Come on! Whoa, bit of a weird landing. Whoa. For some reason our propellers just give us a lot of extra boost there. Why are they boosting so hard? What is going on? Get it on the ground. Slam the brakes on. I can't stop. I can't stop. I'm trying to feather the propellers here, and it's just not really letting me stop. Oh, is it because of this? Maybe it was because of that. Yeah, because I was trimmed in. Maybe. Alright, let's come back over to the runway. Yep, it was definitely that. It was trimmed up. And give it a landing. We missed the runway a bit. Hang on. Okay, it's got so much power, it's ridiculous. I'm twisting in. And we are finally down. Okay. Let's go forwards, because we need to get over to the hangar. And we can park over there. Alright, well, there we are. It is currently trying to destroy me, but we fixed it. There we go. So, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this thing in the end. I think some extra rope pieces would actually be pretty sick. And we could definitely do with a little bit more detail, like lights and stuff like that. But honestly, I think this thing is pretty awesome. Anyway, for now, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.